when I lost my mom back in 2022, okay, so this has been just over 2 years. So 2 years and February, March, April, May. So 2 years and 3 months since I've lost my mom. I was really, really struggling, like really struggling. Like, there was always a thing, like when I got in the car, I would always call her. And so for several months after, like I would get in the car and I would pick up the phone, like just out of habit. And then it would just crush me. Like I would literally feel like I had a punch to the gut. And then I would just cry all the way to wherever I was headed. And I just could not stop crying. Oh, Tony, I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just could not stop crying. Like I would be fine. And then all of a sudden it would just hit me like this wave and it would just take me out. And I'm like, I can't live like this. Like I was struggling so bad. And there's 5 of us siblings. And so 2 of my brothers had talked about going on Zoloft. And so this is why I want to be careful, because I know everybody has different opinions about mental health. Everybody has different opinions about medicine. Everybody has different opinions about stuff like that. And I know many of y'all are Christian, and I know even in the Christian world, there's people that think that, oh, you know, maybe you're not praying hard enough. And so I know there can be judgment. So I've been very careful not to like talk about this yet or talk about it irresponsibly. But after several months of just like, so February, so I didn't get on Zoloft until May. So it's February, March, April, May. So it's like 4 months. And then I went to my doctor and I was like, I just can't handle this. Like I'm trying to go through my day and then I'm just like uncontrollably sobbing. And, yeah, it was, yes, definitely. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sherry. So anyway, so she put me on Zoloft, which 2 of my brothers were on too. And so it told them, they were like, yeah, like it just numbed me and I'm just so happy. Like I can't feel the emotions. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to try that. And so I tried it. And for like the first 10 days, 2 weeks, I would say I was like a full zombie. And I talked to Bobby and Pixie about it. And I said, hey, I was like, I gotta try this. And just know that I don't know what it's going to do, but I've got to try this. And so they were both supportive and they both were like, okay, let's, see what happened. And I did. I was like full on zombie for like 2 weeks. And I told Bobby, I was like, just help me get to like, just get through this and we'll see what happens. And so then after the 2 weeks, it was like, and again, this is my experience. I'm not telling you to go take medicines. None of that. I'm just telling you my experience. Then I was like, where I could actually go through the day and not feel pretty much anything. And craziness was I had so many emotions that it was like I was so happy to not be so torn up, like feeling like my heart's ripped out of my chest. Like the feeling of just, and I can talk about it without crying because I'm on Zoloft, which is, I do cry now. I always say Jesus is stronger than Zoloft because like when I praise Jesus, I can still feel him. And I was really nervous about that. But I told y'all I went to that CC Winans concert and literally cried like for 3 hours as I'm praising Jesus. So like, I know that Jesus can work through Zoloft. Like I know for a fact. And so I guess the reason I want to share this with you is I've always, we have a lot of mental health in my family, and my mom, I'll talk to y'all a lot about that, in the future. I still feel a little bit unsure about how to talk about the stuff with her. So I'm going to wait until I feel comfortable with that, if y'all don't mind respecting that. But there's a lot of mental health struggles in my family. And so I think for me, it was like, I had to get to a point where I just needed a break from emotions. I had to have a break from emotions. I felt like I was, I might start crying during this. I felt like I was just getting to a point where I couldn't get through the days, and it was so overwhelming. And so for all of y'all that have had loss, like I know all of us experience loss, and especially when we start to experience loss of like a spouse or our parents or a sibling or people who have lost their kids, which I think is the worst. I think that's the worst one of all. I can't even imagine. Like, I don't know. For me, that's what I needed. And I don't want to go on and on and on about this because I know this isn't what we're talking about. But I do want to share that that's, Annie, like, and all of you, that's really what has helped me when I have those down times. And now I'm actually able, like yesterday, I was able to just read and lay out and just have an off day. Like, you know, we went to church and then came home and just had an off day without feeling like I had to do a zillion things, without feeling like I had to work 100 miles an hour. I mean, I still work really, really hard, but I can take a breather. And, you know, now that I've been on it for like a year, 2 years now, I guess it's been, 2 years now I've been on it. It's taken me this long to share it. Oh, I just didn't want to I never want to share something with y'all that's going to make you feel like you either need to do it or you feel like, oh, how dare her do that? Like, I always try to be very responsible in what I share with y'all because y'all know I'm an oversharer, but I know that especially in the Christian community, there can be a lot of judgment if people take medicine for mental health. And so I just want to be really cautious with how I share it. But, and I know not all for everybody, that's not for everybody. So, but I just want to let y'all know that's really, really helped me. I think it's helped just me and Bobby, like just in our relationship. I'm not totally like up and down and all over the place, you know? I mean, we're artists. We're we're kind of a rare breed. So I think it's important that y'all know we all deal with grief. We all deal with sadness. I still have moments where I'm still really sad about my mom and I just want to talk about her with somebody. And what's been really crazy is I see people that remind me of her all the time now. Like when I go places, like just from the side, I'll be like, Bobby, my mom's here with us. Like, oh my gosh, there's my mom, you know? And like, it's kind of cool. I feel like she's like hanging out with me, you know? So I don't know. I hope that helps you, but that's what I have been doing. And of course it's been helping with my downtime. Obviously if, you know, you can do stuff without medicine, that's always better. But it's so, yeah, I've been kind of like praying about how I would talk about that with y'all and also with people on Texas Art and Soul, because I feel like it is a subject that needs to be talked about. But again, I don't want to lead people astray. So anyway, that's my first talk about that. Hopefully it helps somebody, hopefully. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for asking the question. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get better at sharing that. Just like my bankruptcy, that was hard at first. And then once I started sharing, I felt like, okay, it was needed. So hopefully, oh, thank you, Sherry. She says, I'm a Christian. I have no judgment. Everybody is different with different needs. Yeah. Oh, love you too. Thank y'all.